Okay, fine. Meanwhile, let me start. How to go with the Visual Force page? Just an example. Just an example 7. Have a preview. So what is the object received here? Start object and end object. We got a start object and end object. I told write a start object, write a end object. Only two parameters we have taken. Only two parameters we have taken. Start object, write end object. In that, what is the format in which we have write key value pair? So how do you write a key? JP dot, right? String. Key is a string. How do you write a value? Right? Write field name. Instead of string, I have to give. Write field name. Write string. So string is. So we have created write field name. Write string. The field name is the key. String is the value. So we got field name as name. The field name what I entered, it will be a key, and name write string is a value. Field name value. Suppose you want to write both of them in a single line. If you want to write both of them in a single line, jp dot write string. When I say jp dot write string field, combination of field and value. So here I am giving we have here branch name Satish branch CS. Right. So if you want to create a field name followed by value, write field name, write string. Write string field. Key value, both of them we are writing at a time. Suppose you want to write a number, jp dot write field name, then we have jp dot write number. Write number, whatever the number you want to write. So field name is the key, whatever the value you want to write, we have written as write number. Write string, write number. So this is how we are writing the JSON string. We are generating the JSON string programmatically. Programmatically, we are generating the JSON string. Am I clear with this? People are clear with this format? The basic level example. Write a field name, write a key. Similarly, I want to apply date field. You also want to create a date field. So how do you create a date field? jp dot write data dot system dot so we have date of birth, year, month, day. I hope you are clear with this. So we are generating dynamically by using JSON generator. Now I want to give an example. Till here any queries? Everyone has followed? So how do you create? JSON generator object, JSON dot create generator. JSON generator object, then JSON dot create generator. Then JP dot write start object, JP dot write end object. Write start object, write end object. Then how do you convert the object in the form of string? JP dot write string. Okay, JP dot write string, JP dot write number, JP dot write date, JP dot write date. Okay, write date time, JP dot time, everything. Write time, write number, write date time. All these things are right. How do you create a key? Write field name. When you say write field name, it will be a key. When I say write field name, it will be a key. Am I clear with this? Okay. Now I have a requirement like this. Look at the requirement. Listen to this requirement. I am going to have a VF page like this. I click on. When you click on submit, the record should be inserted in the database. While inserting the data, if the record is successfully inserted, you are trying to make an insertion of the record. When you enter the data, new account record should be created in the database. Now, did I make the name as required field? Did I make the phone as required field? No. You may or may not enter the data. Without entering the name, if you click on the submit, obviously what happened? Insertion of account will fail. Because in the account object, name is a required field. In account object, name is a required field. When I am trying to insert an account without a name field, the record will fail. Now, that's the reason I am giving two results. Was, if the record is inserted successfully, then give me the output like this. Status. Success. ID. If the record is inserted successfully, give me ID. Record ID, whatever the record ID we got, 001. If record is not inserted successfully, suppose if the record failed, I will give status equal to you want to give the error reason. Like this I want it. So my response should be either first one or second one. But in what format we are giving a response? JSON format. Now this page is not coming from Salesforce. We are assuming that this request is coming from third party system. When they are trying to insert a record in the Salesforce, if the record is inserted successfully, I am going to give them response saying that status is success, this is the account ID what is created. If the record is not created successfully, I want to give a message status equal to failed, error, the reason for the failure. Right. Now, how the response is created? This is not a static response. The response has to be created dynamically. The response has to be created dynamically. Are you getting my point? So if you want to create this type of response, then I am going for what? JSON generator. Let me show an example for this. Did you get my requirement? People have got my requirement. Am I clear? If the account record is inserted successfully, the first one. If the account record is not inserted successfully, we got the second one. If the account record is created successfully, first one. If the account record is not inserted successfully, second response. Right now, as we have not done web service, I am doing in the Apex programming. Down the line, I will take this page in the third party system. Then we take the request and response from third party system. Right. So look at this example. Right. So we are going with, let us say, void create. Now we create a JSON object. JSON. Create a generator. Pretty is for what? True or false. True means. Then what I'm doing now? JP dot, right? JP dot, right? Why I have taken status? If you look at this, in both the cases, status is common, right? Start object, status is common in both the cases. That's why whichever is the common I wrote. In both the cases, status is common. Then I am giving, right? try. I'm inserting an account. When I'm inserting an account may be success or account may be fail. If it is success, then I will give jp dot write string success, jp dot write id field id. What is the ID of the record? The record is inserted successfully, a.id. No, it is not success. If insert is not success, what happened? Comes to what? Catch. Catch. In the catch, I am giving here jp dot write jp dot write error. Then I am giving, finally we have to close jp dot write end object. So start object, status equal to success or failure, success ID, failure, reason for fail. Then I am giving, how do you convert them into message? We need to convert the JSON string into right. This is how we click. People have followed this. When you click on a button, we are going to call a create method. When you call a create method, if account is inserted successfully, we are going to get the success response, otherwise failure response. Mute your mics. Caller 1, mute your mic. This is how we are thinking. Now I want to print the message. Some response I want to print it. Yes, Mr. Have a preview of this. So I'm giving it. Now we received status, success, ID equal to. The next I'm giving one more record. Without name I have given phone number. There's given status failed, error, insertion failed. This is the way in which we exchange the responses. When the third party system requests a service from you. Once the service is done, we want to give back a response. The response may be insertion, the response may be status, or the response may be a group of records. So when you want to make a dynamic values like this, we will be using what? JSON generator. People have followed this example. Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Okay. Let us take one more example. Any further police boss? Am I clear? Clear for everyone? Okay. Let us take one more example here. The single type of example. Let us say from third party system, people are requesting. I told you, as of now, I'm taking both the things in the Salesforce only. But down the line, we'll take two systems. Now here, I have input text box. When you enter the data, click on the search. All the account records whose industry is matching with this value, get those values and give it in the form of response. Now I want to give the third party system is going to enter the data, click on the search. With the data, if there is any data in your account, with the keyword, if there is any data in the account object, get those records and display in the response. Now what I'm doing, previously we have done this type of example. When you click on that, go to Apex class, write a sample query, put them in the list, display in the page block thing. But now I want to give the response in the form of JSON. When you make a request, go to the Salesforce organization, search for the data. If any records are matching with the given industry, get those records and give the response in the form of JSON. I told you, if you want to exchange the data across the network, either it has to be in the XML format or JSON format. So what I'm doing, whatever the response I want to give, converting the response in the form of JSON and submitting the JSON response. My response should be like this. If there are any records which are matching, then I want to give status. Then I want to give count. How many records are found? 20 records are found, 20. Then names. If records are found, status equal to success. How many records are found? Names of the records. If records are not found, I want to give status. No records found. Found. This is the step. So I want to create a response. Depends upon the result what we are getting, we have to create a response. This is my requirement. Whenever we give a text box, user is going to type the industry. With the industry, if there are any account records existing, get those account records, generate the response in the form of JSON and send it. This is my requirement. So how we are going to create? People have followed my requirement. It is an industry. If you enter the industry and click on search, are there any account records in the same industry? If there are any account records, give the reply in the form of JSON. Go back to this. We have public string JSON. Then we have search text. Then where industry. This is how we create. Now we want to create a JSN. How do you create a JSN? System dot JSN generator. JP equal to JSN dot create. This is how we create. Then we are going to give JP dot start object. JP dot right. Then try. Why to go for a try? Go for if. If ACCS dot size greater than 0. Size is greater than 0. There are some records found. Then I have to give JP dot right string. What is the format I give? Success. Then I have to give count of number of records. What do you give? Right number field. Why I am taking number? Because we are giving a count of number of count. How do you get the count? ACCS dot size. In the list, if you want to find out the size, what do you do? List dot size. JP dot right field name. What is the field name we are going to take? Then what is the value we are going to take? JP dot right start. Because we are to give right field name. What is the field name? Names. Then after the names, what I am giving? Start array. Start array. After the array, we have to give values. How do you give the values of the array? For account A. Any query on this? Clear? If records are found, status equal to success, count equal to number of record, names, then followed by array of starting of array, then you have to print the value. How do you print the value? JP dot right. Then once you have printed all the names, JP dot right start array, end array. If there are no records found, JP dot right string no records found. Number field count. This is how I created. Then how we are going to convert the value? JSN string equal to JP dot we have created JSN string JP dot get as converted the JSN in the form of string. So what did I do? I wrote a SQL query based on the industry what you entered. If there are any records found in the SQL query, then give status equal to success, count equal to how many records are found, then names of all the records. If no records are found, status equal to no records found, then count equal to 0. People are clear? This I have to invoke from where? Some page. Give input text box straight away. Input text value equal to then I'm going to give command button. Then what is the response we are getting? go for this preview. This is how we got status equal to success, count equal to 3, names are United Oil Gas Corporation, right boss. These are response which I am getting. So this response I will be sending to third party system as per the requirement. If there are no records found, status no records found, count equal to 0. People are clear with this? So this is the way in which we generate the dynamic JSON and keep exchanging the data between the systems. This is serializing the data dynamically. What if you want to deserialize the data programmatically? Programmatically you want to deserialize. This is for what? Serializing dynamically. What if you want to deserialize the data dynamically? If you want to deserialize the data dynamically, we are going to have JSON parser. We have one more class called JSON parser. Using the JSON parser class, we will be deserializing the data. Using the JSON parser class, we will be deserializing the data. Using the JSON parser class, we will deserializing the data. How do you deserialize the data using JSON parser? Let us look at this example. I have a JSON string. If I have a JSON string like this, I have. When I want to deserialize the JSON string programmatically, what it does is it will break the JSON string into number of tokens. It will break the JSON string into number of tokens. It will break the JSON string into number of tokens. What are the JSON string we gave? The string is broken into number of tokens. Whatever the string I gave, the string is broken down into number of tokens. Each token they are going to find start, field name, value, end. So what it is going to do? Break the given JSON string into number of tokens. Take one by one token and identify the value. Break the given statement into number of tokens and identify each token. What is this token? Is it a field name or is it a value? If it is a value, what type of value? So it breaks the given string into number of tokens and understand the meaning of every token. Accordingly, it will pass. Let me demonstrate one quick example again. Let me demonstrate an example here. I'll use the debug console. To understand this well, I'm going to take a map. I'm going to break them into tokens and put them in a map. Then what I'm doing here, first I'm giving JSON string. This is a JSON string. So how do you deserialize it? We have system.json parser. We have a predefined FX class called system.json parser. JP equal to JSON.create. Which string you want to parse? Now it is saying, boss, I want to parse. I want to parse the string. Which string you want to parse? JSON string. JSON dot create parser. It will create an object for the JSON parser. This JSON parser is a predefined Apex class which contains a number of methods which are used to parse the JSON string. JSON parser is a predefined Apex class which contains a number of methods required to parse the JSON string. Which string they are parsing? JSON string. Then I am using it. While JP dot, first I will give JP dot next token. First the token is at -1. The token cursor will be at -1. I am pushing the token to first element. I am giving while JP dot next token not equal to null. While JP dot next token not equal to null. If JP dot next token not equal to null, when you break them into a number of tokens, I am checking if the next token is not equal to null. JP is the cursor. Next token means move the cursor to the next position. Right now I am here. When you say JP dot next token, move the cursor to the next element. JP dot next token, next element. I am moving the cursor to next. If the JP dot next token not equal to null, then I am going to put everything on the map. JP dot giving respond map dot put a key. What is the key? JP dot get text, comma value. Instead of string, I will take object so that you can use anything. So I am giving it JP dot get current token. So what is the map I have taken? JP dot get text, get the current text, get the current token, get the current text, get the current token. Current text, whatever the cursor. If my cursor is here, this cursor text, the cursor text, the cursor token. What we call the cursor? The cursor right now, whichever the token is referring, token name and the text value. Whatever the cursor we are referring, the cursor text, cursor token name. Let us do this. Once I print the value, understand what I am trying to refer. Controller. How do you define a map? Page block, title, page block table, value equal to, I am trying to display map, response map, where A, so what is that A? A is a value equal to header value, map of A, now I have deserialized the data, kept the result in the form of map, where in the map current key is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, value is what? Value string. City, field name. Hyderabad, value string. Name, field name. These are the tokens. This is the element and the what we call that in that token. As a JSON token, what we call 1, 2, 3, 4 is a value string. City is a field name. Hyderabad is a value string. Name is a field name. Phone is a field name. Satish is a value string. So if it is a key value, key is always field name. Value is always value underscore string. Value underscore integer. Value underscore so and so. So field name is always given as what? Field underscore name. So it's a token. What token is that? Field underscore name. Values are given as which token? Value underscore string. Value underscore string. Start object. End object. To make it more sense. To make more sense to the example. Go back. Now 10,000 value underscore number underscore value underscore number underscore int. So it is divided into token. Each token is it a field name or a value? If it is a field name, field underscore name. If it is a value, value underscore string, value underscore number, value underscore date, value underscore date time. Are you getting my point? So how it is breaking? Breaking them into tokens. Each token name, token value. Each token name, token value. Are you getting my point? Clear? Any query on this example? Any query? When you say get text, the current token is given in the form of text. That's the reason we are getting the values of it. Are you clear? Any query on that? Any query on that? Deserializing the JSON string what we got. Deserializing the JSON string what we got. Any further queries on this? Okay. In this result, this is the example, right? Okay. Now I'm going to get. I want to get the value of name in the JSON string. I don't want all the values. I only want the value of name. I only want the value of name. If you only want the value of name, how do you get it? We got a lot of response. In the response, I don't want all the values. How do you get the value of name only? Only name I want. Public void. If you want only name, then create it. Same story. Then look at the format. Void jp dot next token not equal to null. While next token not equal to null. Then I got if jp dot get current token, if current token equal to system dot JSON token dot, what is the name of the token? If the current token equal to field name and jp dot get text equal to, if the current token equal to field name, if the current token is a field name, that is key, and the value of the key is name, the value of the key. What is the key? The key is what? Field name. That means the current token is a field name, and the value equal to name. The field name is name. Then get me the value. Where is the value? Right now my cursor is here. If my cursor is here, the current token, this is the current token. What is the current token? Field underscore name. What is the label of this token? Name. If the current token is name, where is the value? Value is in the next token. That means I have to move the cursor from here to what? If the current token is name, my value is in next token. So, if the current token is name, move the cursor to the next token, get the value. How do you move it? jp dot. Then get the value. How do you get the value? Name equal to JP dot get as you want to get the value. So what is the value you want to get? Get the value as text. Now similarly, I want to get the salary. If you want to get the salary, how do you get the value? Let us do same example. You want to get the salary. How do you get the salary? The same first line. These two lines are same. Then I am doing if JP dot next token. Token is system dot JSON token dot value number float and JP dot get text equal to salary. Is the current token equal to field name? If it is a okay, sorry, it's not a value. It should be what? If the current token is a field name and that field name is salary, then get the value. Where is the next value that is available? JP dot. If the current token is salary, where is the value available? Value is available in the next token. So move the cursor to the next token, read the value. How are you reading the value? Salary. JP dot get as get decimal value. Where is the decimal value? Those extra lines. Right box. So what I'm doing? You break them into number of tokens, identify the which token you want, take the value. When you want to read a particular value, why should I use entire value? So break them into tokens, identify the token what you want, read the value. Right. Let me display the value here. Get data and get info. Two buttons I'm creating. I will preview. This is the complete data. There is a name. We want to display the name. Value equal to salary. These are the regular operations which you have done. So how do you apply re-render? What is the work I have done? Stop giving ID, I gave it as redundant. So here they should be given as redundant 1, redundant. Right, boss. So whenever I want a only name, this is the complete tokens and the complete labels of the tokens. Name, we are getting name equal to Satish. Salary, we are getting the salary equal to. We are taking only that particular values. Only that particular values. Are you clear? So how are you breaking it? First to break them into number of tokens. Take one by one token, identify which token you want, read the value. Break them into number of tokens, identify which value you want and use it. Break them into number of tokens and use them according to your requirement. I hope you are clear. Clear for everyone? Right. This is all about deserialization using JSON. I hope you are done with this example. Clear for everyone? Right, boss? So what we are doing?